Good evening, Free Enterprise fans, and welcome to the Free Enterprise Legacy. I am Edge Dave. I'm joined in the booth today by Warlink on tracking, Scala Kitty rolling the seed and restreaming, and Deathlike as my co-commentator. How are you doing tonight, Deathlike?
I'm doing all right. Just trying to piece together what the main objectives left happen to be.
Yes. So since the last stream, we uncovered floating to dodge Paladim's Quake counter and casting Mist on Golbez to turn off K-Summon permanently and activate the Sylph glitch permanently.
Yeah, that should. No one likes the Leviathan Azura spots. So that's a great thing for our runners. And free Scythe, if we get to use it, is always handy. With what's left, though, still at a loss for world's fastest paladin, since I've been told does not involve Cecil or Mount Hobbs, or O'Neill, so which is still a mystery to everyone.
Right. Alongside that, we have a flag best served cold, which we've seen some theories going around about using ice attacks or some sort of counter, some sort of vengeance.
Yeah, so it probably has either you use cold on it to get a counter, or the return attack would be a cold attack, which could right now the prevailing idea is some Ogo. So trying to get it to do a cold blaze on response to any magic that is non thunder based. Finish with a little swag. Best running theory is using a kamikaze on Zeromus to finish off Zeromus, which that is something.
Yep. And we see our two runners tonight, Simbu and Scythe Marshal.
Yeah, looking at with a Foo start, that's a awesome start, and especially with the current flags that we've got. We've got vanilla Foo, so we don't have to go kill some bosses to power them up. So this obviously should be a promising seed, though some really dangerous flags enabled, like unsafe. So your favorite bosses, Golbez, Val, and Wyvern, are on the prowl and do not necessarily gate Magma or the Hook. Yeah.
I'm looking at more at the no free bosses flag turned on with Dark Knight Cecil as a requirement. That can be fun if he shows up at a high attack spot. But it looks like we are underway.
Oh, well, our favorite man. Oh, some adamants as a beginning.
Yes. The first 99 kit, 99 adamant armors.
This be Jet Seed, yo. That's what it is probably gonna be. It's so the only pain is how much damage you'll be doing for now. Not worried, no concerns over how much damage you'll be taking outside of Z-Fight, and even then it's practically free.
Yeah, most physical bosses, except at very high attack spots, will be doing 1 damage. All elemental magic will be doing 1 damage.
So let's see, looking at some of the fun stuff about this flag set. So we won't be having access to sirens, no big deal. I mean, we've got adamant armaments, our grind can be however we want it to be, and life not a concern, no life. So, but we still, I mean, since especially we got Rose to start with, so, and we're not probably no concerns ditching her, so we will have a source of life no matter how deep the sea goes.
Agreed. Looks like we have some divergence right away. Simbu grabbing the character from Baron Inn, Justin Edward, and Scythe Marshal is heading to Evelyn to take the trap chests.
Look, trap chests. We get spoons, so Edward can actually be great to see. We got adamant start. So Burr is already online when we get that, and here's an early Val just for fun.
And adamant armored Fu is just going to throw Val straight in the microwave.
Yeah. Just nuke it quickly. It's good. It's fastest 5 seconds of animation? I don't know. I haven't timed it. So you've just noticed Escape found vanilla chest. So it's one of the settings that our trap chests are in the vanilla position. So if we want to loot, we know where the monsters are, and we don't have to worry about them. And to boot, if we do loot, it's all money. It's gonna be and with all that money, we'll have the shops are also wild, so we can buy our way to victory. Even though we can just sell half our adamants and not have to worry.
Yeah, we're not going to see any looting from our runners tonight. Those adamant armors, you can sell 90 adamant armors and have all the money you will ever need.
It's the gold jet seed. just how the seed rolled. So looks like we have to buy our pass. I think. No, pass is a key item.
Pass is a key item.
So that's it. That'll be fun. Looking for that. Oh.
Side Marshal finding the pan in the cat and snake chest.
I mean, we have a pretty good incentive to do it since we will still get treasures from the trap treasure chest, so it's still worth the time, and we do need the key items, which is part of K trap. So, since we're not using the beta seeds yet, so we will still have some key items in some of the subterranean chests, which when you have adamant, it almost doesn't matter.
Scythe Marshal zerking up the rows to take care of these mad ogres. Charm arrows will do bonus damage.
It's like a Radia on Hobbs. And even if we wanted her, we have vanilla Hobbs, so she will not be learning a random summon. It will be the classic Fire 1, which isn't all that useful. The fun thing about Mad Ogres is that they are kind of weak versus size. Toad does not work, nor does Piglet. So.
Fortunately, they are also weak to charm arrows, and that is Dark Knight Cecil at one of the lowest attack spots in the game.
Well, Fade at line, not a thing this seed.
Yeah, so much for no free bosses, DKC at a rude spot. But that is objective 3 on the board for Simbu.
Looks like we picked up a Sand Ruby from the Mad Ogre chest. And with that package, it's a good time to get more characters, I guess, if we really wanted to. Then good time as any. Looks like Scythe might do a Sand Ruby check after shopping. I mean, we're in the neighborhood. So, looking a little ahead, I think we have, we do need Darkness Crystal based on the seeds. So I guess for what we really need, outside of Boss Hunt, and we know where Cecil is, we still have, I think that's the biggest objective that we need to worry about. At least if we're not doing Forge.
We still need
Forge. Oh, we need Forge too. Okay, so that's yeah.
No, Forge is not required.
It's trade rat tail. Okay.
Trade away the rat tail, and we still need to find the Football Gauntlet.
So some more key item checks. Darkness Crystal Part. Oh, and of course that's a great time for HP. Just enough damage not to kill it, and then to be killed by HP. It's a surprise when it ever shows up.
Fu is having a little fun.
Fu is fully unlocked. That's and oh, there's our free magma key. Time to go underground. Try to hope for a rat tail in its vanilla spot, maybe. One, at least I think the runners would hope.
Simbu appears to be buying a single Artemis arrow.
Well,
That arrow's gonna go a long way.
Yeah, I mean, with all the this well-coded game where we can use one arrow and call it and use it for everything. Yeah, the game when it decides to decrement Artemis Animus is when the turn comes up, when you're manually able to input after using your last arrow. But if you kill the monster or use Berserk, end the battle or use Berserk, you never consume it. So that is, yeah, well-coded game.
Hey, we found item armors for sale. Good thing we can buy them.
We'll sell some adamant armor to buy some adamant armor. We're gonna just move all these adamant armors. It's the new game stocks.
I've tried laundering adamant armors. It doesn't go as well as you'd think.
Yeah,
They're a pain to dry, and
yeah, well, we're selling them at a quarter, but a quarter of lot is still a lot. I don't think we need to really buy armor. I think we should outside of like really good stat boosting armor, like anything that manipulates stats or special or agility, as we need to. An adamant armor and a cursed ring will negate the negative stats, though. Adamant armor, the immune property of the adamant armor has more precedence over the cursed rings absorb. So you'll still be doing enemies will still be doing 1 damage. So, but no healing off of that. So it's interaction. No one ever thought to combine a cursed ring or an adamant armor.
it's not a combination that would really come up in vanilla.
Yeah, no. So there's a dupe. So this for package has Edward, but we know Edward is at what was the other location?
Baron Inn.
Yeah. So we're not going to spend our time doing that. Although it could be really nasty scenario if Football Gauntlet is behind package.
Or we still have the option of the cheeky D-Mist behind package.
There's always that. It's fun to see where some chains end up being at.
Side partial abandons one Edward to find a second one. It's like you can't get rid of the guy.
I mean, spoon is enabled, so we just have to wait for that moment, and then the moment you yeet Edward, you find a spoon. I mean, that's the common thing.
That's a rule of free enterprise, I think. Although, in this flag said, if you do yeet Edward immediately find a spoon, you can get it back.
No regrets. I think what's left? Oh, so we have Witchburn. So do you see the wyvern? Did we see the wyvern?
We saw the wyverns in the waterfall. We saw that already.
Oh.
And Simbu showing us that you can just statue the Mad Ogres too to defeat them.
Yeah, they're not just instant death is through stone is pretty powerful. With Fu's wisdom, it's not as great, but it's not Tella level of wisdom. So it's still very useful.
If he's in the center slot, he has, without any equipment, he has better than even odds of hitting it.
Yeah, the center spot is a very interesting spot. Enemies also benefit to a degree, where the accuracy for spells or attacks increase by 25%. So if you have a really bad weapon, like a low accuracy weapon, like a Drain Spear, or Tella, whose magic power isn't that great, you can increase his overall accuracy and make him at least useful, especially when you're doing a D-machine grind, where you have him in the middle spot. You practically have perfect accuracy.
In fact,
really nice.
As long as he's not cursed, you do have perfect accuracy in the middle slot.
Yeah, the middle slot for pretty much like for instant death and anything that requires spell accuracy is pretty potent. So, and it's always worth taking advantage of that.
Hey, Simbu is making the first check underground. Yeah, Simbu did find curse strings available in Agart, so if we need an anchor, one's available.
I think we got vanilla agility on. So, do we have speed?
Cecil's not available, so vanilla agility does absolutely nothing.
So yeah, the character in the middle slot, or if there's no one in the middle slot, it'd be the next available slot, which is the topmost slot, then the bottommost slot, and then the in between top and middle slots. There's an order to it. It is worthwhile to learn that, because you can see the order when you save the game. When you see the sprites, that's how the game visualizes the agility, the order of characters, especially when there's a for regular fights, when you see a strength first. That is how it determines the order of which you fight.
And indeed, that's correct. So, which blue robe is which?
I take blue robe on the right. Yeah, there's your. Well, at least you know there are gauntlets on the left. Free XP on the right. A grind on the left. No more boss hunting, at least. Although we still need to hunt for Demist for a key item, if it even has the key item we want.
While Simbu's going underground, Scythe is climbing ordeals, most likely looking for one of our bosses or checking the key item here.
Yeah, this Mount Ordeals is a pretty dense boss check. You have three bosses and one key item, and you find out the key item before you fight the third boss. So.
Berserk now in chat pointing out that vanilla agility does do something. I missed the fact that the hero flag is on. So vanilla agility will overwrite C hero and change it back to center slot being your anchor.
Yeah. Vanilla agility has precedence. It's gotta know the details of these things. Even I forget.
I was looking at this flag and forgot hero was on. That's why I thought it was doing nothing.
Oh, it's doing something, but we have no Cecil. So from the restricted characters, we can't have a Cecil, Tella, or Fu. I mean, we already have a Fu that's already strong enough. So, and usually very capable of getting through a seed. Is this even?
Yep. We can have a little vanilla. That's a treat.
It's straight. It's not even French vanilla. It's actual vanilla. Is this even randomized?
It's just one. It's fine. I was fully expecting another purple robe after saying that.
We can't have that. We gotta have annoying, nasty things. I mean, I mean, it's not plague, I guess. And microwaving walls is a tradition. Goes without saying.
The Arachne on Simbu's side showing us one of the few things that can still threaten our runners through the adamant armor. That is Quake.
Ironically, the adamant armor resists float. You can still cast it outside of battle. Like a lot of, you can like, it's a unique thing in Final Fantasy IV where even if you resist Toad or float or whatever, you can still cast it outside of battle and apply the status. So you can still be, and the game will not try to correct it. I think this is kind of a different thing in like Final Fantasy VI, but in 4, you can preemptively give them the status even if you're resistant to it.
And Ordeals is required tonight. That is a rat tail.
Man, this is a jet seed. This is a jet seed.
We are a hook and a darkness crystal from Go mode. Well, at least from no mode.
Yeah, so yeah, Ordeals is required. There's normal. If usually if there's no boss hunts, you would probably not want to go on to Mount Ordeals.
Agreed, especially with Cecil and Tel. I'll stop merging their names at some point. Both absent from the seed.
Yes. Sometimes you still have to. Sometimes the place that you last expect is what you fade. So, some people will consider fading Mount Ordeals. Today, it will definitely not pay off for any runner who's thinking of doing that.
And the common phase today, Antlion or Deals, would not have paid off.
I don't know. I don't know. Fading Antlion, fading from war, fading like these early fades. I don't buy into those. That's you want to fade something, fade the moon. That's what you really want. You can't, not in the seed, but if you can fade the moon, you should fade the moon. And here's our siren that we can't acquire anywhere else.
That will be objective number 2 for Simbu.
Yeah. Anyone interested in a clapper grind?
Scythe Marshal is likely going to check out the Flame Dog chest.
Yeah, Flame Dog chest is kind of unique. So the battle script for the Flame Dog, it specifically does fire. It like literally for this chest they coded something special for the Flame Dog. So it's not running its normal battle script. It's kind of interesting, and it's not. And this is like I'm trying to think. There's another spot. Oh, there's Pigtail.
It's another adamant armor for our runners.
Yeah. Have 99 adamant armor start. Have another adamant armor. Yeah.
Simbu just getting a Bacchus wine from the Warrior's chest, and looks like Simbu is going to dive the Sylph Cave.
At this point, I'm not sure how many the character checks aren't coming too quickly. I think we're going to probably use that radio from on Hobbs as our anchor. I think that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, with the power level from immediate adamants, we may not be seeing too much in the way of level grinding to really get her up to power.
Well, our Outline did not migrate to the moon as it usually does, and I guess we're not. I guess something Scythe is faded. It will be. I'm trying to remember what
Scythe has faded Fabul.
So now it's now you're being punished for fading Fabul. Case summon is not on, so and the scythe is a summon, so we're not getting anything. We're not going to get any key items from that. We can still get key items from the Sheila 2 check though.
And I personally don't blame Scythe for this fade. You have the pan right away. Hopefully you can find underground somewhere else and just single dip Fabul. But that's not the case in this seed.
When you just think of Fabul, you're always thinking, I know we want to I know we don't want double dip, but we're gonna double dip. It's just it's once in a blue moon you can double dip. Today is not that day. I wonder what we're trying to find. Oh, we're trying to find key items.
Yep. Trap is on.
So Scythe has the densest key item check. It has 7. That's available. There are on Lunar Subterranean, it's 9.
And the ones in yellow tier are all spread out. These 6 are all clumped together.
Yeah, it's good for the grind. Yeah, for Burr, for character not available in the seed at all. It's like a nope.
And Cebu is showing us that at RA1 you can safely get these quakes off without worrying. Of course, you don't necessarily need to worry anyway because adamant armors.
Adamant armor solve everything. The fun thing is it does not resist berserk. So if for some reason we had a seesaw, we could still burst them. We can still berserk them, and that's free damage. 50% increased damage is still good damage.
And Scythe Marshal is about to find the bad news that he faded the one thing that was going to give underground.
I missed what was that third chest. What was that?
I don't think it was a key item. It blinked by kind of quickly. It wasn't yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, it was an Avenger.
So we just got to pray for a cane, I guess. I mean, this
second adamant armor from Sylph.
Here's another adamant armor.
Oh, okay.
Are we out of MP for Fu?
Yep, Fu ran out of gas.
Well, I assume there's some hourglasses bought. I mean, any hourglass is fine. But since now they've gotten their turn, they still have to go through their animations. It's one of the quirkiest things about Final Fantasy, where you stop them from taking for the ATB, but they still take their turn.
Yeah, if their turn has already been put into the queue, they'll take it.
I think this includes paralysis and sleep, so it's not strictly for stop steps. Unless they're dead, they will to kill.
Those goes giving a druid spear, so we've got a cane kit. We just need the cane.
Maybe Kane is behind Giant because betrayal.
Also, I'm fairly certain that Avenger was vanilla.
Well, vanilla. Well, it's definitely one of the vanilla. It's part of the vanilla chess set. Is it actually? But I think it comes with the pair of mobiles usually, not the ghosts.
I know it's in the bottom because the ghosts are all the HP-based items.
I think the elixirs in vanilla Final Fantasy II, they're like the HP-based elemental damage items in the original FF4. Personally, they're not normally useful, but when you have like targets with high magic defense, we're talking usually we specifically mean like Cave Magnus, Dark Elf spot. That is actually, they become actually useful. So that's only one of the few spots where it's worth using those items.
Hey, just a flame whip from the first trap chest in Babel. I know someone on Mount Hobbs who would love to have that.
I think Variety is going to be getting floor duty. She's the most ideal floor duty because her agility is the lowest starting of all characters. And that's unless I mean you could like curse ring a Tella and have like 1, but I'm saying without having when you're not dependent on curse ring, she's the best because I think starting agility is like 4.
It is exactly 4.
So it's pretty easy to be, was it 2.5 times?
2.5 times plus 1, so you need 11.
Yeah, and even Tella can manage that with enough levels. Like agility and manipulation equipment is pretty potent and probably like mandatory to learn when you're trying to figure out who has what term. Oh, there it is.
Here's the darkness. We are now just a hook away. Oh, and an edge, I guess. Can't forget. Can't forget our ninja.
Yeah, edge is typically locked behind a gated item. You know, we're like hook behind, say, Evelyn Cave with the hook, or the lunar dais on the moon. So it won't be something easier to access. I think this includes like something like Zot. I think because Zot requires the Earth Crystal.
Yes. We do not have push speed to jump on, so you do need the Earth Crystal to get through Zot.
Hooligan fun fact. Did you know they're the last monster that is considered a spirit in this game? Like when you get Edge, there's only 2 monsters that are classified as spirits. But at that from that point forward, and Hooligan is that second one.
Yes, the gargoyle thing, definitely a spirit.
Also, a fun fact: did you ever, when you fight any sort of like conjurer-based monsters, if you're talking about when you're doing it vanilla, like just straight vanilla, you can keep them. You can use size on them, like, and they can still cast. They can still summon monsters while in mini. So you don't have to worry about them dealing damage to you while you're grinding, if ever you do that kind of grind.
That makes sense. Because size doesn't stop magic. Yeah. We had Officer Soldier at the top of battle, dealt with a quake, and then the officer runs away after seeing his soldiers fall. Just rewarding an hourglass.
I don't know what's up with them. I mean, they just yell. They just yell at their they just yell to punch you and then run away. I mean, what's up with that?
They've decided discretion is the better part of valor.
Clapper grunts. Those are. I've always wondered is I know that's like a strat used. It's just like these are the most probably one of the more dangerous enemies in the game. They basically are like from the series of that enemy. I mean they're lightning based. Although I think the Ging Ryu is not as lightning. It's like cold based. But anyways, and it has the same. It has it's weak to projectiles, so arrows and boomerangs are nice. And they're also dragons. Still, it's like you need you don't get Artemis arrows that early typically to make their day miserable.
Ordinarily, no. I think the earliest place you can get Artemis arrows is on the moon.
Although there is one of the monsters, you know, in the Peninsula Power in the underground, you know, the place where you also grind.
Yes.
You do the egg grinds. I think it's the butterfly monsters. It's like it's a different moth color. It's like a yellowish. I think those have the Artemis arrows. I think that's one. It's one of the things you. I believe it's a steel. I think it's a common draw.
Interesting.
So, but usually, typically not something you look for, but can actually do.
We have some D-Lunars invading Dwarf Castle. So I believe the only sparkle we have left is Ogopogo.
Yeah. Let Rosa shoot things. So I think we had it was like a discussion the other day in the Discord. Probably a good time to check the Discord if you're interested in running any to discuss this randomizer and in vanilla Final Fantasy IV. So one of the things though I think we were discussing was when the D-Lunars use breath and they change into frogs, and when we have Wyvern, it does, and when it uses breath, because we have Witchburn is enabled, Witchburn allows the Wyvern to select another spell instead of Mega Nuke, because Mega Nuke is Mega Nuke. And anyways, so breath doesn't change when reflected to change the Wyvern into a toad. And that's due to the Wyvern being a boss, like an actual boss, like it's a boss sprite. Whereas the D-Lunars, they share a common enemy sprite, which is why they change.
That would be with D-Fossil and Bone?
Yes. So the exception would be like Mombomb, but Mombomb has its own sprite because it has to use a specific boss sprite, so it can change into the the exploding form.
Ah.
So there's probably some duplication done. I'm not exactly sure, but there's at least it seems to be some duplication done for Mombomb, which is probably the only notable exception.
So Scythe Marshal getting a Bahamut summon from the Pan-Turnin. No idea what came from the first check. It looks like Earth Crystal.
Well, at least that means a Zot visit. Not that we really were in a diary of characters. I mean, when you have adamants, characters kind of optional.
We are on a character hunt, so less optional.
It's true, but it's like, do we really need another character?
Thank you, Warlinkin. Our tracker Warling pointed out, yes, it was the Earth Crystal.
So
and the Luca key came from Dwarf. And I missed that because the stream hiccuped at exactly the right time.
Yeah. So Skype I feel like it was just kind of swag walking with the Chocobo Forest. There's a Chocobo Forest like southwest of Troya, which is something. The bridge is helpful. It's like most people don't know that's where the Chocobo Forest happens to be.
So, I believe what Scythe Marshal was doing, this was a discussion we had before the race. Scythe Marshal may have been thinking that something to do with riding Chocobo over river may be part of World's Fastest Paladin, because the Paladin percent world record holder is Rivers McCown.
That is something. And Chocobos can walk over water, but not like deep water, just like small rivers. And it's one of those. It's like it's a cool spot.
We don't question Chocobo physiology.
I mean, black Chocobos only know how to land in forests. So, I guess it's a peculiarity. And, well...
That walk down Luca yielding just a Druid armor.
We don't care. We're not doing a boss hunt at this point.
We haven't found Demist yet, so it's a good idea to check.
Well, it's leg, so no, it's not the Demist we are looking for. So and I kind of missed it, but yeah, that's the other Mylon. The Mylon Z is the Golba spot,
which we already saw from Simbu's clearing of Dwarf Castle.
This guy doesn't know that yet, so still useful information when you don't know. Sometimes
That's very true.
it's when you learn the information is in the order you're doing things can make things better or worse depending. Knowledge is power, as they say. So this is
Well, Simbu's going to be happy when he climbs the Zot.
Betrayer. Betrayer is the second character. I would have ditched. I would have thought of ditching Yang. Still, because you still have to get him to levels. We have adamant, so levels are free.
Except for Yang, he needs levels anyway because his damage formula is dependent on his level.
Yeah, in a seed, if equipment is garbage tier, then Yang actually looks like a good proposition.
Agreed. With how plentiful equipment's going to be, with wildest chests, wild shops, he loses some value.
What with just microwave calamari.
And everyone in the office is now angry with us.
Well, I'm told, you should be microwaving fish or seafood. So, well, microwaves are cheap.
Yeah, this one only costs us 50 MP.
Yeah, but we're getting a decent amount of key items given what we know, and that's a cane weapon.
That's a rule of Free Enterprise. You ditch the cane and immediately find his best weapon.
I saw a Dragoon Spear there. I'm really biased to that. Defense is, statistically is great, but I don't know, dragon killing weaponry is always the best grind weapon in this game. I think typically a lot of the better grinds are just you kill dragons, whether it's one that's unhatched in an egg or some King Ryu's, the pair when you use a siren. It's also pretty popular siren grind option.
Plus it's effective against a few bosses, although I believe we've seen every dragon boss now.
But the only D-Mist is not a dragon. Not listed as a dragon, which is always confusing. This game and its assignment of properties, it's kind of random.
I think my personal favorite is it the Screamers that are robots or something?
They're mechs and giants. They're both. So they're like and that's a sealed cave monster. It's I don't know how to explain it. I think the one property giants are giants, but one of the properties of being a mech is that you're actually naturally resistant to a lot of statuses. That is a so then we're talking about like mute, charm, pretty much any stat you're immune to, including I think you're immune to fatal as well.
Probably. I'm guessing Simbu here is going to keep the cane, having both a Druid Spear and an Avenger.
Yeah,
Actually, Simbu's not going to have a choice because he's been running with 3 characters this whole time.
Well, if I find a new character, then the character would have to be Edge. Hopefully Edge sooner rather than later, to ditch the Yang. But depends how many levels Yang gets before you make that kind of determination is made.
After this check is done, I believe Simba will be moonward bound.
Yeah. The Darkness Crystal is always, especially the early crystals that we have, it's cans on, but it's usually early moon dives is a fun proposition. Sometimes you can get your grind if the monsters, if the bosses are kind of trivial, like King and Queen Evelyn, they're probably a favorite for many for free bosses, especially at the what spot? Oh, the ribbon room spot.
While they would still be free because they hit like wet noodles, you would still have to burn them down.
Yeah, what's a little wait? That spot has the greatest chunk of XP outside of, like, say, the CPU spot. So
that is correct. 200,000 or 100,000. It's tied with elements.
But elements is not fun ever. Especially because whatever that element spot usually has max HP. If there's more than one, I think there's some formula that determines that, and usually not worried about it, but it can come up.
You know you've got absurd amounts of power when you are discarding power shirts freely.
I mean, Adamant has all the power. Nintendo power.
I believe you meant to say now you're nuking with power.
Yeah. You know, Seed decided to become kind of like a supermarket sweep with Foo.
I mean, the moment those 99 admins showed up, this was supermarket sweep.
Yeah.
Scythe Marshal making a trip down Luca Cave is going to find some not so good news down there in the form of a Dragoon armor and a leg.
Yeah, that's... And I at least can understand if people fade sealed game. I mean, Scythe is looking for the Darkness Crystal because Moon is required. So for him, it's kind of expected that you're hoping that it's in its vanilla spot, but we know it's not there.
We know it's the third trap chest in Babel.
Yeah, alerts are usually a popular spot for good treasure. Because the alert is pretty harmless unless you don't kill it in time, or at least prevent it from summoning whatever monster is associated with it.
Oh, that is not an edge on the moon. We are running out of spots our ninja could be hiding.
It's starting to look like Giant.
We are down to Baron, Hook, and Giant.
Baron, Hook, and Giant. Oof. Well, I mean, I'm here for the Giant because that would be the best betrayal. But I mean, we're still looking for key items, and so it could be like maybe be behind the rat tail. We're not sure.
We could also have the Hook and Last Arm, which will still force the runners to complete the Giant.
Oh, we have Vanilla Giant on too. So
yes, it is.
That one-way trip looks appealing now. I mean, it would be a cheeky check just to check the Last Arm spot, just to get it out of the way. And the Last Arm isn't the most threatening, anyways.
No, it's not terribly threatening, and it is weighted exactly the same as a regular key item, so not a terrible chance of the Hook being there.
Yeah. Hook cannot be behind Rat Tail though, so that's just one thing to remember because you need the hovercraft to get to a place to trade the Rat Tail.
It looks like Simbu's just going straight for moon bosses. Maybe looking for a free one to get some extra XP.
I mean, it could be in one of the treasure. I mean, K-Trap is on.
As is K-Moon.
Yeah, it's a combination.
So you basically have to guess, where's my hook?
Dude, where's my hook?
And the second question, do you hang out on the moon until you find the Baron Key too?
I would do that for sure, just to be comfortable. Feel like it's hard. It feels like you're gonna have to clear it after doing.
Oh, that is a very free, well, not a free fight. I keep forgetting free bosses I forgot free bosses are off temporarily. That's not as free a fight as I initially thought. These aren't the hardest hitting, and adamants make any pure melee boss free.
I mean, well, they can still punch Edward, they can still one-hit Edward. I mean, 100 defense is a lot, but they're still punching still quite a bit. So it's not. I would still be concerned. I mean, but this is still, again, this is mostly free, and because we have adamants. Adamants make pretty much anything free.
Yeah, the only bosses that can do serious damage would be Kenatsu at a root spot. Any of the HP-based bosses, because they all ignore defense.
It's probably the rare moment where, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I haven't kept any sort of accounting on like if we ever had access to me. I thought we were able to buy a Runex at one point. That would have been.
I know Scythe Marshal did.
There'll be benefit when that battle happens, but we don't. Because he has the Sid to take advantage.
Simbu also has the cane to take advantage of a Runex.
But didn't buy the Runex unless he didn't visit the shop with one of those.
I don't recall seeing it purchased over there.
Well, Rosa's doing. She must have an Elven bow because that's the only. I don't think arrows were purchased, so she probably is just having fun.
Oh, Simbu finding the spoon. Let's go, Eddie.
Eddie online. Yes. That's the dream. That's the Bard's dream.
Yeah, we got spoon word. And it's in the required ribbon room. That is objective number 4 for Simbu lit up.
So yeah, I think we're gonna be just looking through all the spots for. I mean, all gauntlets out of the way. But we have to do the boss checks because of the key item. So I think it's worthwhile to at least to clear out the moon. I mean, we may be able to fade one check. Usually the Mura spot is the commonly faded spot, or sometimes the Wyvern spot. So
we're clearing until we find the hook, or at the very least the hook.
Yeah. And Dr. Dialogue.
I'm still hoping for a hook and last arm just to make our runners go through the giant.
I still think Edge is at the end of the giant. That's just. I would love it anyway. Need the edge that we probably don't need by this point. Looks like our anchor does not have adamant, because we do want our anchor to be slow. So there's a rare moment where we actually had to deal with removing breath.
And Simbu betraying the betrayer, lighting Kane up for quad 9s with Ice 3.
Well, was that meant to be on the Bard?
No, that was an attempt at Best Served Cold. Getting vengeance on the betrayer.
Well, that's an interpretation.
Scala Kitty in chat telling us, unfortunately, that was not it. Still amusing.
I think trying to trigger Blaze from Ogo is still looking pretty good. I mean, the only other one would be Dolls. Well, actually, they're not. They don't usually trigger. It's actually the It's the
It's
big
the
dog.
combined form
Yeah.
that waves at you if you use an ice attack, I believe.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. That boss is designed for the J items, and in the vanilla Final Fantasy 2, you don't have access to J items, so you never notice that happen. Never notice
Right.
this.
During that fight, I believe you have no access to elemental magic.
Yeah. Rydia would be a source, Tella, but at that point he's gone.
And Rydia joins immediately after that fight.
Yeah, so it's that fight, especially vanilla, like the I think one of the set of dolls counters with magic. I think it's the front ones, but I'm not sure.
Scythe Marshal finding or tracking down the Darkness Crystal.
Yep, in time to go to the moon. I think that's. But I think raiding the 4 trap treasure chests is a good idea.
Now, honestly, I'm thinking with this party setup and what our runners have, I wouldn't even bother with an anchor at this point.
Yeah.
Just
it's power overwhelming.
Yeah, zerk them all up and let them go. Throw elements on everyone.
Yeah, it's Quint. And that was a ribbon in the white spear room, which feels French vanilla.
That's our D-Mist hiding all the way at the bottom of the moon.
Yep, best hiding spot, right?
We may see Simbu take a save and peek this before coming back.
I mean, what's left is Wyvern spot and the Massive spot, the Pale Dim spot,
and all the traps.
If I was a runner, I would defer that. It's like that's the worst case. I don't want to see it happen. Try to get the free ones before tackling those. It feels like that because it's time consuming, and you don't. If you would save a lot of time if it just doesn't happen to be in a treasure, say like a pass or something that isn't like required, but would not be a major time saver if they were there.
I see Oscar in the chat. We have found the spoon.
Yeah, Bardward Online.
So your best boy is doing best boy things.
With Adamant.
Well, I guess we're heading back anyway.
Yeah,
maybe not Simbu. Simbu doesn't know where the rat tail is.
I would still look for the rat tail. This is just... you only get access to one possibility of edge. I would...
And you get the possibility of edge and 2 trap chests. I think Simbu's still going to save and check. It's not quite as urgent as it will be for Scythe when Scythe finds that.
I would not... Yeah, it's... I mean, it's kind of a drag if you're trying to look for trap chests on LST. It's just too much. It's too much time for very little payoff. I mean, the most time you really want to spend would be like Scythe's Cave, and then with the beta flag set. If this was on a beta flag set, we wouldn't even have to worry about LST chests. Although I think
that is not correct.
Oh, is it because I'm unsafe?
No, because in the beta flags, if K-Trap does not populate the LST unless K-Moon is on.
Oh, okay.
But since K-Moon is on, the LST traps will still be populated.
Okay. So it's dependent on K-Moon. Okay, that's
correct.
You know, we haven't even looked at the hairdryer's chest. Usually one of the things...
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I think in Simbu's case, that play makes sense because you go do your objective immediately.
We're just checking for edge because this was kind of like an afterthought. No, it's a Sid. No.
Yeah, Simbu went to do objective number 4 upon hitting the moon, which a completely viable play. You could go do your objectives, maybe you find something else behind it.
Yeah. Looks like we're gonna do the mist check. Just see what that key item happens to be. Hoping it's something we have to do, or it could be a rabbit hole.
Yeah, Simbu's hoping for a rat tail here. That. Well, it's edge adjacent.
Yeah, edge adjacent. That's a way to say it. Inventory boss is winning the battle. That's we're not doing a boss hunt though. But Simbu wasn't aware of what.
Yeah, Simbu had not checked yet.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like, I know Skype did. That's what I do remember. Skype.
Yeah, Scythe checked.
Yeah.
So Simbu's likely going to check both the traps in here, looking for that rat tail or the Baron key.
Yeah, I think both have cleared their emblem. I think it's just the Staleman chest, which is in the save room on the right side, and
that's correct.
And there's the Mad Ogre's chest, which is like in the middle of like.
It's across the bridge.
Yeah. Just can't let inventory boss win, and we have all these adamants. We will feed our bard all the apples.
Yes, our bard is going to never have to deal with a doctor's appointment again.
Yeah, this is one of those super Edward scenes. It's a thing.
Oh, that negates Edward's one real weakness. You remove the glass from the glass cannon aspect of Spoonward.
Yeah, and there's no Cecil. I mean, we've seen the crystal sword, and we can yeet it. But when you start with 99 adamants, crystal sword yeeting is I don't know. Doesn't even need to be yeeted.
2 spots left.
Another Porum because Porum, and that's elements. Is that elements or no? Yeah,
that is
elements. Yeah,
that has to be elements. Rubicon is in the sealed cave.
Yeah, it's a quarter leg, and but we're not doing a boss.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter what that boss is. You're not fighting it. At this point, you just go in, whack the Mad Ogres, and leave.
So. Wait, have we eliminated? Is just Giant left for?
We have Baron Castle yet.
All right, the Baron. Looks like we're saved because we need to check our K-trap chests.
Yeah, Scythe Marshal is peeking the traps on the way down.
Skype would be ahead if one of the K-trap chests on the moon is what we're looking for. And it looks like the Murzame altar will also be checked, which is nice. Good information for the rest of us.
And Simbu finding the tower key in the Staleman. Not quite the key you're looking for.
Just gonna have to collect all the keys, put it on a keychain. I mean, Enterprise has a remote control, so I guess we hook that onto our large keychain. Yeah, Last Arm is also a popular thought.
It is still well weighted, being the only trap in its area.
I'm more convinced it's on Earth. Getting more convinced it's on Earth. But it's just not in a nice place.
I'm hoping Bimmy and Jimmy, just because.
Bimmy and Jimmy. Blue dragons are probably the more dangerous, at least if just because it has all the resistances. Oh, the elemental resistance, that is.
But they're not resistant to an Artie Rosa shooting them in the face.
Artemis is good for every dragon. Just for the record, Artemis Bow is not a dragon killer. Unless it's the easy type version, which is a different Japanese version, but that's not the SNES FF2. It's a different game. It still uses the same engine, just different properties. No, it's hard. Sometimes hard to tell though.
Oh, Sim was going to check the tower key. It's a K-main check. Always a good idea to check those when you can. And Scythe Marshal is finding the Magus sisters at the Mura altar.
Did we do top of tower earlier?
Yes.
Okay.
And awarded nothing. And it wasn't a key item. I don't remember what it was.
No, if it's not a key item, it probably wasn't worth it.
Well, rip 65k HP of Kenatsu Dream.
There are still well, I mean, are there any nastier bosses? I mean, we know where Lolbez is. He's the starting Bagan spot character. So.
And he's not even a threat because Shadow can't eat through adamant armors.
Indigestion, that's what it is. You can't eat adamant armors. It causes indigestion. And also ribbons. It's kind of, yeah, ribbons, yeah.
Berserk now pointing out we haven't seen CPU yet, which can be fun at elements.
No, vanilla CPU. Vanilla.
That's less fun.
But CPU is never fun. At any spot.
Fun for us, not the runners. You never want to, as a runner, you never want to see CPU at a super high HP spot. That's just a slog of a fight.
Yeah. That's the ultimate defense. Have things in front to make Yang less effective. Get free healing.
Well, that's when you start casting Quake and Meteor and doing an orb grind.
No, I think Scythe is misremembering where the spots are. It's a little bit further down.
Yeah, there's no more up here. And the next trap is at the bottom of this floor.
Yeah, that's the Stardust Rod spot. Vanilla Stardust Rod.
Glad you remember that. I remember where it is, I just don't remember what the contents are in Vanilla.
Well, I think the one in the Murazane path, that's the life staff. The one the one that you go kind of all the way around that was the Mac Giant chest, that's the ninja one.
I know the 4 chests outside on this floor are the crystal set.
Yeah, crystal set. I just don't know. I know the bottom one is the crystal helm. I never remember. And there's this is the correct one. Stardust Rod. Just go fight. Just punch him.
What is this one?
Stardust Rod.
I meant monster-wise.
When in doubt, that's probably something.
Yeah. Senvu's stream will be back. The exploding bridge exploded his stream.
It looks like the hair dryers.
Yep, hair dryers give a Stardust Rod. Oh, and Senvu is doing the giant check.
Vanilla, so he'll find out immediately. Did we just save before doing this?
I believe so.
Because that's that'll be a massive time loss. So unless we want to go through, if Edge, actually it should just be Edge, right?
It's a 1 in 2 chance of being Edge.
What's the other spot?
At Baron Castle, we've not seen yet.
That's right. Key item that doesn't want to be found.
Of course, if Baron Key happens to be in last arm, then you don't have a choice but to finish the giant.
Hey, you remember Adamant? How about another?
You can always use more.
Well, we're trading Adamants for apples, so I'm pretty sure that's the best deal that we can get here. So the last arm chest is in the same area with the save spot. So that's, and I think in vanilla, I think it's an elixir, which is
I think so.
there's your Bimmy and Jimmy. I'm trying to remember which crystals. It's like one of the crystals. It's like it's not the helmet. Is it the shield or that armor? And my brain can't compute.
Focus on what we're going to get from these chests.
Yeah, just the answer to everything is berserk. All the things.
Last arm tried stopping Kane, and Kane said no.
Well, cursed. Our cursed Sid has some dragoon armor probably, so it's why the healing, which is kind of nice.
And
All right, what's the
65,000 HP of Monk.
Well, if we could only throw the pan.
And we're going to see a lot of ones, and Edward doesn't have adamant armor on.
It's fine. Kane's angry. He angry.
Angie Kane.
I think this is two blue dragons probably. Or is it time
to answer Nick's, Scythe Marshal has the rat tail. Simbu has not. Simbu did not do Mount Ordeals.
There's a Behemoth, so I think the other chest is going to be two, wait, is it two blue dragons? No, it's two red dragons, that's what it is. Someday I'll remember which crystal pieces of armor.
Yeah. Not terribly important, especially for randomizers. They're never in their null locations.
But what if it's vanilla?
Then get your spoon and start eating.
Do that.
Or Artemis arrows. Exactly what Scythe Marshal needs.
Well, I mean, there's a refill. So fun fact. So kick doesn't do any damage when you have more armor than the, I think it's like half the attack power of karate, which is kind of interesting. So just like in vanilla, this you'd probably be able to kind of expose that if you did like vanilla in and you want to kill Yang with like Quake Kid and then try to finish him off with like Tella. So you have to not take any damage. You just keep using Protect. And in Final Fantasy IV, it just buffs the raw defensive value, and that's not typically not that useful, but it has been used in other roles. It uses kind of like a little bit of the old Final Fantasy I stat buffing, but the value is so low that it's not practical in most fights.
Well, there's our noodle. It looks like Simbu's going to see if Best Served Cold is taking the Blaze counter.
Might as well. That's a lot of HP being chunked, though. It means I think Yang's gonna take a nap.
Yeah, unless Yang gets a dodge here, which he's not known for doing.
He like naturally has like no magic evade. At this spot, the hut has a ridiculous amount of spell power, so it's not gonna miss. It's not happening.
And Scarlet Kitty informing us this is not the objective.
It's gotta be like, it's gotta be tall, maybe?
Oh, it's Scythe Marshal finding the Twin Harp from one of the traps.
Well, at this point, I want a Fade Harp, but then again, well, I'd like my break, so maybe we should do Twin Harp. Yeah, let's do Twin Harp.
And Simbu's going to show us. Oh, we know where the edge is now.
Well, we don't need a black mage when we have Fu. So, yeah. So, key item. So, Baron is getting 2 things, and it's somewhere. So Scythe is in the heroine robe spot. It's like the chest before the save point.
We are technically in no mode. We know where that edge is. And yes, shoutouts to our. While we're doing this, shoutouts to our restreamer and seed roller, Scarlet Kitty, for rolling this beautiful seed. And and Warlink, our tracker, pushing all the buttons, and Warlink's got a lot of buttons to push tonight. And I'd like to give a shout out to my co-commentator, Deathlike.
I'm just here for not a jet seed. It's thought to be a jet seed, then not a jet seed.
Make sure to give all of them a follow. As well as our runners, Simbu and Scythe Marshall, who are here putting on the show for all of you.
Yeah, without the runners, there would be no show. And that's the reality.
Hey, we found an adamant that's not in armor.
Well, we're not doing Forge, and it's going to be an X-Cal, I think. So it's not relevant.
I think, looking what we've seen, I think Twin Harp has to have the Baron key.
Yeah. No, it could be behind Rat Tail, couldn't it?
That's true.
I would try it.
Don't you ruin my Twin Harp dreams.
I'm here for Twin Harp. It doesn't. But I'm just telling you, there's that other check. There's always another check.
Well, Warlink, anyone's failure is already getting punished because of Objective 5.
I mean, I think the worst spot left maybe would be either in another trap chest. That is still trap chests are still on the table.
I think we've seen them all.
No, that's.
Oh no, we haven't seen the one. You're correct. We've not seen the one going up towards the Crystal Sword altar or the altar itself.
Yes.
So there's still that one. There's still the one behemoth on the way up there.
Yeah, that behemoth normally contains a protector ring, but no. So yeah, that's 2 key item checks in Lunar Subterranean that we still have to do.
That is correct. We still have 1 moon check, 1 trap check, a rat tail, and a Twin Harp to the Baron key, which we know then has the edge.
Right.
And I'm fairly certain the 2 of us and most of chat is cheering for the Twin Harp to have it.
I mean, there's just a lot of tunes on the Twin Harp. I mean, those are just over 200, I think. And
we might be pushing 300. Xenocat has been doing some work.
I mean, I love music, and harp is good music, so it's a blessing to our ears.
Scythe Marshall about to find his spoon. Oh, we're past 350, Xenocat points out. I didn't realize the count was that high. You've really been cranking them out.
Is there a limit to how much we can stuff into the music? I feel like feels like, I'm not sure, I mean, this should be, in this, obviously, space allocated. How much space do we get? Like, how much music do we actually get in those?
How much can you fit on Free Enterprise's server?
Oh no, I'm not even talking about like the number that you can randomize. I'm thinking like how long is the tune capped at? I guess because you have space in the game, it has to be allocated. Like how long? Oh, great. That's good.
I thought you were talking how many songs could we generate, and that's
that's infinite.
a very large number.
Yes, it's infinite. just like some other things that we to get randomized.
Well, that one comes later.
Yeah.
And then, as Max Ross pointed out, both our runners now have spoon words. Although one of them is using said spoon word.
It has this allocated size. It must be like what you're storing into it, the format. It's magic.
Yeah, we'll go with that. It's magic. It's not quite the agility level of black magic, but it's close.
Well, it's kind of like a CD player. It can only fit so much. But it's kind of it's still a match. It's a mystery. Oh, there's the mute arrow. I thought it was an elven move, but apparently it's a mute arrow. Still very useful. Having when you have access to a lot of the weapons, you can take advantage of a lot of boss weaknesses. Like dragons, obviously the most common, but undead mages are pretty common too.
We got a few undead, a few mages among the bosses. For general purpose, shooting Artemis arrows is generally the way to go.
Yeah, Artemis has the highest raw damage potential, even if the target isn't a dragon. It's the most powerful arrows that you can normally access. I think Rosa has access to the other set, the Perseus set.
The Perseus arrows, which I believe have 20 more attack or 25 more attack. It's
yeah, but that's Rosa only. So I would probably concern myself with Artemis arrows whenever you can get it.
We also are guaranteed to not see them this seat because Fusoya is our hero.
Yeah. I think he gets access to. I know Supersmith is Supersmith is automatically enabled. I think when you see hero on.
That's correct. And Fusoya takes one of Palom's, one of Porum's weapons.
Yeah. They get in the advanced port. They get a pair. Although we don't at the advanced ports Assassin Dagger, which is very strong. We're still keeping our vanilla, not used in normal vanilla Final Fantasy IV. Assassin Dagger.
I believe he gets the Asura Rod and the Nirvana Staff, I want to say.
I think he gets the dagger. I think he gets a dagger. Yeah.
Okay, he gets a Triton dagger.
And
I think I named Tella's weapons instead then.
Yeah, it's like the Fu has the opposite of what Tella would get as Supersmith weapons. So I think, so the dagger goes to Fu by default.
Although, since we found Stardust Rods, there's really no reason to forge.
Yeah, we can buy all the Stardust Rods if we buy a whole set of 99.
I think they were found for sale, so there's no reason to forge. I mean, the offensive weapons are effectively glorified Stardust Rods.
For mages, I mean, for regular characters, they're a lot. For like berserkers, they benefit more from it. Particularly like Sid, who gets a gigantic axe, or his two hammers, Thor hammer and fiery hammer. Which
Scythe Marshal has his hook.
I think we will try the rat tail. Did Simbu? Oh no, Simbu doesn't even have a rat tail.
Simbu's never done ordeals.
Okay, so Scythe is probably first free check, and probably the fastest one would be the rat tail. See if that's the Baron key.
Scythe Marshal also doesn't know that Baron key's the answer.
Oh, that's true. So, but just to do the trade for the sake of the trade, the pink tail,
of course,
is well, when you have all the adamant armor, I mean, do we want to spend a few more seconds getting another?
not really worth it. It's worth doing this because if you get the Baron Key, then you know you have access to every character spot.
Yeah. This guy hasn't done Giant yet, so that's...
And it's also worth turning to Rat Tail because it's objective number 5, so Scythe Marshal's just now down to a Baron Key hunt.
Yeah, and I don't believe in tower. I think Simbu did the tower check. I don't think that came out with anything. So
the pass.
Oh, the pass. Okay, well,
we didn't.
That's semi-useful.
Yeah, Simbu's stream decided to hiccup right then, but the pass was spotted in Simbu's inventory after doing the tower, so it's a fair guess that's where Simbu found it.
Right. Might be helpful. Right now, we're looking for the Baron Key. Scythe will be doing the same checks. Simbu went to the Mura altar, so it looks like I think the Wyvern is going to be pathing to the Wyvern side of things.
I don't believe we've checked that yet, Max Frost. I don't know if Scythe went up this path.
Scythe is betting that there's nothing at the Mad Ogre's chest, which is correct, I believe, so not worried.
Oh, that's not good.
I'm still thinking it's somewhere in the lunar subterranean. Was the chest checked? The protect ring with the behemoth in it?
I don't think that was.
That is a spot.
I don't remember seeing Odin show up on Scythe Marshal's side, so I don't think Scythe went up this path.
Yeah. Oh, this should be quick. Wyvern spot is also fast. I don't think Odin's his slice attack was really the spell. It's not gonna do much damage. There's not much spell power at this spot, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, and that's the Baron Key. So rip the Twin Harp dream.
Well, Fade Harp, Team Fade Harp. So.
Unfortunately, this means Team Fade Harp gets the victory today.
Well, the fading ordeal is it might punish Simbu at some point. Like it's the thing you don't need, but the thing you don't need when you look at it initially. That's the key item you need. Though,
it's a completely reasonable play, given that you already found one of your boss hunts, and in Simbu's case, it found the other one quickly enough. And you know you're not getting value from completing it in the form of an upgraded Cecil or Tella.
So I don't think we found a key item in any of the LST chests. Am I not mistaken?
The Twin Harp came from one of them.
Well, I guess that was the trap. The K-trap.
And I think the Adamant Rock came from one.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not forging. We're not gonna spend the time on the forge.
That's, like I said, that's not worth it. It's a glorified Stardust Rod. Or a glorified Life Staff.
Well, I mean, if we want to do Quint, some better bonking weapons is fun.
That's very true.
Although I think Simbu's committed to a napping bard for that fight.
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, if I have adamants and this much firepower, I'm a fan of just zerk them all to let them go.
I mean, power overwhelming is a strat. There it is. Adamant armor, the adamant rock in the heroine robe chest. Yeah.
Now we Now the question is, well, Sibu is full cleared the moon, only has Twin Harp and Ordeals left. The question is, does Sibu remember that he faded Ordeals?
I think harp is gonna be a thing. I mean, you got the item, you're gonna investigate, right? That's the logical step. Unless you decide, you want to actually fade harp? So I guess that's the decision we're gonna find out for right now.
Going to Baron first to grab the character. Oh, this actually makes the most sense.
Right. I mean, if the rat tail is in like the pot or the Odin spot, well, actually,
It can't be.
It'd be in the Odin spot. So it'd have to be in the pot then.
And you know this is an objective, so you don't know the rat tail is. Check this first.
Right. This stuff certainly a safe bet. Although not the answer, but definitely makes sense when you know it's the objective. Yeah. Although Golbus will still take time, regardless. Even with immunity, you still have to wait till his speech, and at this spot, you're just much faster. So you almost wish that he can go faster, but
you'll still have to sit through Shadow chewing on your armor a few times.
Yeah. Oh, he is having a laugh. At least the good feature of the randomizer, even if we don't do harp, is that when the seed is completed, you get direct access if you check out the harp in Troya, where Edward is.
Scythe Marshal found out the bad news about the Palom, and now knows exactly what he's looking for, and is going to check these two trap chests.
Oh, didn't you check the Stalemate chest?
No, he dropped the hovercraft off and then went to the giant.
Oh. So I assume we're doing the cutscene again. So that one shouldn't be too bad. Right.
This will still pay off for Scythe Marshal because it'll lead to the pass.
Yeah, a pass at this stage is definitely a time saver. No one wants to take a stroll down to LST, double dip it again.
Yeah, especially because in both runners' cases, the last objective they turn in will be on the Earth.
Yeah.
Xenocat, we all want the harp. It's just the only way it's happening now is if Sibu guesses wrong.
It can still happen. Random.
Or Scythe Marshal hasn't checked the Wyvern spot.
At this point, it would just be last location. Because the effort to go back down there, and we, well, actually, we know that the Wyvern spot has it. That might be a detriment.
J-Brun, Rat Tail was Ordeals.
Ninja too late.
Yeah. The ninjas in Baron. Is anyone surprised? Anyone? There's a chance both runners commit to the fade, because one has just missed a single lunar altar and the other one has faded Ordeals.
Well, in between Simba, it's not too. at least the choices left aren't too bad. Here's your life staff. Have a nice day. And Yang has reached his 6,000 HP cap. I think for Simbu's forgetting a case. No, I have to double check this.
It's not on.
Yes.
I think Simbu's forgotten about case summon not being on.
Yeah. I mean, this was a promising jet seed, and now
it looked super jetty at the start, and then the ninja decided to be a good ninja and hide.
Do you want to really do CP? Yes, we will. Well, hey, you know, Yang might be the perfect candidate for our kamikaze strap for the swag kill of the. At least that's what we're thinking is one of the last meta objectives that remains. But not even adamant armors will protect you from Clove 199. It still hurts.
Scythe Mark Control is... Oh, turning in Deep Mist. I was going to say heading towards Harp, and then he swung a right turn.
Well, you have to remember that the Demus was a Ogo spot, so that's like, so I was like, gotta do that. Oh. Well, got
Simbu is giving us a harp check, I think.
Swagamo. So, fun fact.
It's left around the mountains. There you go.
So, fun fact: when you raise the big whale, there's a flag that gets set in the game that turns on black chocobos for every forest. So, yeah. It's kind of a fun fact. Not too well known, but it's still useful. It's still useful because who doesn't like a swagabo? All right, the big whale. It's sometimes it's how these checks are done by the game.
So Simbu has chosen Twin Harp over Ordeals. We'll be rewarded with not the rat tail, but we will be rewarded with Edward playing one of the many songs that are randomly added to the game. Our harp expert in chat, Xenocat, has been working tirelessly to add more to the game. Calamity has has a large number of songs as well.
Who doesn't like randomized harp music? Zimbu's trying to speed it up by finishing the battle by essentially having a nice explosion time.
But we are going to be quiet now and let DJ Spoony B take it away.
That was fast. So
That was a very short rendition of Final Fantasy VI's opera.
that opera music is great. the lyrics in the original, awful. I think it's actually better in the advanced port. Strangely enough, it actually made more sense. Maybe that's just me.
Well, Woolsey was good at making good localizations. Not so good at opera writing.
I mean, and that's why people write music, and that's why they translate. Not totally not the same thing.
Oh, Scott, I am not talking any crap about Ted Woolsey. He did great work in the SNES era.
Looks like some are forgotten. And
Yep.
Rose's mom reminded.
Yep. Just for anyone who's watching, if you've ever forgotten a check, Rose's mom knows exactly what you need to do. Happens to all of us.
Does Rosemont give hints about the past at all, or just what of his checks are?
Whatever checks you haven't done.
Looks like we're doing it again, but again, probably another abbreviated version.
Once more with feeling. And now that our encore of the opera is finished, we did see Simbu do a kamikaze crumble skip on Evil Wall.
Yeah, it's a fun property of the crumble. It's probably part of the check. It's FF4 things.
That may have been a check and a meta objective. It's also a speedrun tech, because if you use kamikaze on any spot where there's a crumble, it will skip the crumble.
Also works on zeros.
And Scythe Marshal now realizes what he's missed.
Always punished for skipping Wyvern spot.
So while our runners are completing their last objectives, we do have 7 total people in this race, and we have had some off-screen finishes already. Finishing in first place with a time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 23 seconds is Plumeria Knight. Rybon is in second with a time of 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 3 seconds. And X Pankraz is in third place with a time of 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 54 seconds. GG's to all 3 of them.
Yeah, GG's to all of them. I think what we've learned in this flag set is you can't quite fade the things you want to fade. Except maybe heart. Except heart. You can fade that.
Unfortunately.
I guess if we remember where to get more apples, well, 60 is for those gold apples, so that's 6,000 HP we can stuff into anyone we want. I guess.
I see what Simbu's up to, and I approve.
I would have started with Edward, but I see.
No, I see the plan.
Yeah, I know what this plan is too.
We're loading up the Yang cannon.
You mean Cannon Yang? Cannon Yang.
No, I believe it's a Yang cannon.
Cannon Yang.
Is it a Cannon Yang cannon though?
Yes. I would have thought maybe some of them would be given to Edward, just so he doesn't keel over after the first Big Bang. But I guess it doesn't matter.
No, I think Simbu's planning on weaponizing that HP pool.
Oh, we're gonna do life tube explosions. Yes, that's gonna be fun. Don't know what was left. We're swagging. It's great.
I think Simbu's going to try for a finish with a little swag by kamikaze finishing Zeromus.
Fun fact about the dash to run. You can apply that to, I think, hovercraft and chocobo. They will twice as fast.
Yeah, good luck controlling the hovercraft when it's going at double speed.
It's fine. Doesn't crash. Doesn't fall over. It's durable.
It's durable. I just run into everything. And we are getting some Z flags out in chat.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Is it time to go to bed? I'm feeling tired.
I do have to be up early for work tomorrow. Meetings and all that stuff. So I'm thinking it's about time for bed.
Yeah, see, it's coming to a close. Well, not
really.
Not
we have
quite.
one more thing to do. Zeromus, he's too big, too scary. We can't move him. He's got some sort of contract that says I must be here. So instead, he cosplays. We have 530-ish sprites now, mostly made by our restreamer Scala Kitty. And once we use a crystal, what these cosplays will be revealed. So we won't question we like to ask at this point. Deathlight, would you like to do the honors?
Sure. Whose butt are we going to kick tonight? And side questions like, does it have a butt? Is it cute? How does butt feel?
How is butt? That yes. Yes, I'm here for this.
So it's probably sprite reference Turtle in Time. It's nice. It's beautiful.
Yeah, this is definitely a cute butt. Everyone loves Krang.
So it looks like I assume we're gonna have some fun with the objective. Try to weaken him down enough. Try not to trigger the overkill damage because reflect, special property reflect in Final Fantasy IV is reflect the spells don't trigger a counter script.
I don't think we need to worry about that.
Sure.
There's an angry dragoon.
So maybe Hybrid Strats try to get him down to Meteor phase and then go boom. Do the Sid thing.
The goal tonight is Explodey Butt.
Try to speed this along with some reflected spells, as Kane will be the primary trigger man to get him over to the next phases.
Yep, Lemuria Knight, we have Swolward over here. Also off stream, we've had a 4th place finisher, Pyre, with a time of 1 hour 42 minutes and 25 seconds. GG's to Pyre.
Meteor phase is coming.
Yep. The Yang cannon is being prepped.
Surprised we haven't found any elixirs in the seed. Like just even a shop.
Well, they were guaranteed to be in a shop somewhere. Because the S-Wild flag guarantees every consumable item is in a shop.
Ah, I was not aware of that.
Except sirens, but that's because they are specifically excluded by the,
yeah.
I believe the no sirens flag?
Yeah, no sirens. We can't buy them.
I believe we're just gonna sit here, wait for the Meteo, and then fire the cannon. And life potions are also explicitly excluded by the flag set. Anything that other flag is not excluding is guaranteed to be in a shop under wild shops. It's only its consumable items.
Well, great thing about Avenger, Black Hole does nothing. Well, I think it will probably might actually reset the attack power, but Berserk is still applied.
The only thing it does, well, I think you have to cycle back around to the character's turn so they jump back into the queue before Berserk reapplies itself.
Yeah, that kind of does take a turn. Not the worst, but it's what makes the Avenger so awesome.
I think that was a phase tip. So, cannon is primed.
Let's go!
Cannon is primed and loaded. And firing.
And there we have it. It's so pretty.
And our Skull Kitty is saying that was in fact finished with a little swag. Also, the Zeroma's music continues playing after the fight if you skip the crumble.
I love. Hey, Zero's music is always good music. Skiff is not too far behind.
That means Simba will finish in a time of 1 hour 49 minutes and 6 seconds, and we'll see if he wants to come in for an interview. And by that dinging, that sounds like Simbu has arrived. GG, Simbu.
Thank you.
So, first off, good job on getting one of the event objectives completed.
Which one?
Finished with a little swag. It was, in fact, Kamikaze's Aromas.
Yeah, I made sure that I prepared myself for it, so there was pretty much no way I wasn't going to get it, but I'm kind of sad that I didn't get any of the other ones, since we had some great ideas, but
Wasn't it? We saw you trying.
yeah, tried a lot, but at least we got to do some fun stuff. Had plenty of time to try. I really enjoyed that rat tail at the very last location.
That's what I was going to ask about that ordeals.
Yeah, I honestly kind of forgot about it, not going to lie, but I was so focused on, oh, where could my edge be? It's 50-50 giant or Baron, and where's my Baron key? And I made some gambles, and those gambles weren't right, and ended up pretty much. I'm pretty sure I cleared everything except Ordeals, and it's like, oh, I still don't have my rat tail. Something's not working.
What were your thoughts on the scene in general, especially that start?
I mean, Vanilla Foo and Adamant Armors, what else can you ask for? I really felt like the seed was flying by until I just had to do the moon trap chest, because I think I was an hour in the seed and going up into the giant after clearing most of the lower bosses on the moon. And I had the underground full cleared, pretty much the overworld full cleared. It's like things were moving along. Just K-Trap sometimes isn't especially fast, and I didn't have the best party because I was trying to build a party that was just go with the flow. But overall, not particularly difficult. Just how fast can you kill things with Foo and company?
I will say, given the start, this felt a lot like one of our Wario ladder races, especially the beginning of it.
I've not joined the ladder, so I've not been able to play any of those. But the Legacy seed last week was Vanilla Foo start, and I've done plenty of Apple seeds, so Apple seeds are very much this, except no trap chests, so yeah.
I was wondering, was there any thought of using the spoon once you found it?
I honestly wasn't sure if the spoon flag was on or not. Oh yeah, I guess it was on. But honestly, not really. I didn't really care for damage at that point. Mostly what was left was trap chests, and it would just take too long to berserk versus just having Avenger Kane do stuff. I could have done something for Zeromus, but it just didn't feel necessary. Especially not with Rosa with Artemis arrows killing the dragons. Like the only thing Edward could have done was help with the behemoths, but they weren't a problem either.
We see Side Marshal tried loading up the Sid cannon, but Eddie stole the kill.
Unfortunate. It's okay, I got it. Yeah, especially after I saw the first dot duns, I stopped caring about how quickly I was going to finish and just made sure I was marking off everything I had on my list of meta objectives to complete. So obviously was trying to do them quickly, but not too much outside of that.
And that's a fair way of looking at things. Once you're outside, once you're off the podium, you may as well have a little fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so Deathlike, do you have any questions you want to ask Simbu?
I mean, what the rabbit holes you could was there a thought to trying to, I guess, optimize that? Because I mean, the actual key items that you actually needed were on the moon, but not in the not in the K-Trap chest on the moon. I think it was Twin Harp and the Adamant were in the chests.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely optimized as far as where, especially early on, like I was knocking out locations pretty much in their entirety. So I had very little backtracking, I felt like. It's just that there were a couple fights. I think the guards at the ribbon spot were a little bit slow because I just didn't have the exact party set up, and a couple other things like that. But I mean, the chances of the LSC having key items is kind of low to begin with, and I wanted to make the gamble on Edge being in the giant or the hook having the key items I needed, but unfortunately they didn't, so I just didn't get lucky. Had to redive, and then forgetting Ordeals. I mean, Ordeals is just one of many checks, but again, it's a nice key item that you can kind of see a little bit before you complete all of the things. So if I had remembered, I would have probably done that before going Moon, but yeah, it was kind of all over the place.
Was the Mount Ordeals, not checking Mount Ordeals, probably due in part that you did not, the flags roll, you don't, there's no Cecil or Tella, well, there's definitely Tella that spawned, so therefore you would have neither of them to want to bother checking, right?
I mean, that might have been part of it because there was no reason, oh, I have an X-Cal, do I want a Cecil too? But just mostly, honestly, as soon as I found the gauntlet, I stopped thinking about bosses, and that's one of the main reasons I think about Ordeals is the fact that it has 3 bosses, and then I found Demas on the Moon, and it's like there was no reason for me to think about Ordeals after that. That's what happens when you don't have a tracker pulled up all the time.
Oh no, right. You found your bosses. I mean, why check one of the boss death checks available?
Yeah. I mean, again, it was Vanilla Fu, so it's like you can one-shot anything, so why go and sit through 3 bosses when you can just nuke every other boss?
Certainly. That's it for me.
Hey, do you have any final thoughts before we let you go for the night?
No, I think that's about everything that came to mind.
Okay, then we will talk to you later, Simba.
Yep, thanks for,
Thank you for coming
commentating for us, guys.
Thank you for allowing yourself to be restreamed.
Yep, have a good night.
Thanks again, Simple, and GG's.
And we are joined by our 7th place finisher, Scythe Marshal. GG, Scythe.
Hello, GG's.
So I saw the chat already. We did get one of the meta objectives. I saw you tried for it too.
I mean, half-heartedly.
Eddie decided to be a kill thief.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I also tried for the kamikaze kill on karate at Elements, which I only realized halfway through that I should try that. And then I realized, oh wait, yeah, I guess that's the thing. I didn't kamikaze my 5,000 hit points character. Oh.
So same question. One question I asked Simbu. What were your thoughts at the start of that seed when you started with, Vanilla Fu and a big old stack of animates?
Hilarious. So when I added the 99 kit back in like, I don't know, week 2, right? I fluked a win, and I said, hey Zoe, can I get Seal Cave and 99 kit? And I said, it'll be great if we get the 90 adamants. I just thought that would be hilarious, and we got it, and so my work here is done.
You have certainly not let your memes be dreams.
Yep, I don't know. I think it's fun. I think this is fun. I realize it's not for everyone, but I think it's fun.
Hey. Well, you've shown you don't always need to make races super difficult to make them entertaining. Sometimes you just make them silly.
Yeah. Silly is, I don't know. Was there any discussion of what the seed was last week?
No, or very little.
So last week we had garbage. You know how there was N bosses bearing guards at the Ribbon Altar?
Yeah.
And it was like, this kind of sucks, but we have adamants on most of our characters, and by that point I think probably both me and Simbu were like overpowered as hell. Last week we had required N bosses bearing guards at Elements with not quite the same power level.
And they have like 50,000 HP a piece there.
Yep. Anyway, so these flags, I think they're volatile. Let's say that. I did think it was funny. So obviously the misplay I made was leaving Moon instead of doing the last 2 checks. I got excited by the hook, whatever. So I think it was really funny that the last objective, probably everyone did, was finding Edge at Baron Castle. Like, that was a good meme. That was a good meme.
Funny enough, the other person on Restream, Simbu's last objective was turning in the rat tail.
Well, okay, I mean, you can turn in the rat tail whenever, who cares?
Yeah, he faded ordeals.
Oh, I see. I see. But I guess he might have found. Did he find Magma Key like really early?
Yes.
Ah, that explains it.
And then found the gauntlet.
Yeah. So if you got the Magma Key early and then found Gauntlet early, then you don't care about the boss checks anymore. Ah, I see.
So what led to you deciding to fade Fabul for so long?
I got the pan early. I like single dip Fabul. That's a fun. I like that. And I figured, like, you know, I had Adamance and Fu, so I just swept the Castle Eblin chests. And I got the pan, and I said, all right, well, we're gonna do everything but Fabul. And then, you know, obviously that led me to getting the pink tail in at the Flame Dog chest, and then it was not demissed at Zot, and I said, aha.
Yeah, we certainly saw you do everything.
Yeah, I did everything. And then I did almost everything before finding the Darkness Crystal. That was unfortunate.
That happens to us all.
But realistically, like, if you had the spoiler log for this seed, I think you could do this seed in, like, because there were apples and veils and janims, so like you could probably do this seed in, I don't know, 30 minutes.
That's gonna be rough having to fly back and forth to get there in 30, but sure.
Well, I guess maybe closer to 40, but like, you know, where if you knew where everything is, then it's just like all the bosses that we had to fight, realistically speaking, not really a threat. And you could pretty easily get levels, and so, like, I don't know, at some point it's just a matter of making sure you have 5 characters or 4 characters or something, and then 1200 hit points strats, right? You just beeline it to your objectives.
So, Deathlike, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, not too much. Not too much here. Just, I mean, who would have thought that Seed gets rolled with 99 adamants at a time of their lives?
I don't know, but I'm glad it happened, and yeah. Also, I think my character names were somewhat appropriate. They were like at least true. They were true like multiple times during the seed.
And we saw Spoon use a spoon. We saw Cure 4 learn Cure 3.
And then Cure 4 eventually. Punch punched. And the anchor was the anchor. I don't know. I thought that was funny.
But before you go, say hi, everyone. It's Scala on the mic. I slid in
Hi,
here.
Scala.
I wanted to let you know what y'all unlocked. So you all defeated Zeromus with a kamikaze. We're taking away all your apples.
That's hilarious.
You loaded the yank cannon once. You only get one shot.
Oh yeah, that's canon.
That's so
So that is what we will lock in for the rest of the run of Legacy. We still have, I believe it's one restream left. Well, we're still working that all out, but don't worry. Keep an eye on the schedule, on the calendar, for more information. But thank you all for Zoe and I have both been very much enjoying all the theorizing. It's great to watch and to see what you all come up with. I'm curious to see if we're gonna get the last two, but we'll just see what happens.
I'm not convinced anymore. I thought we were good to go with the rivers thing, and then I thought that today we came up with, ooh, what if we triggered like an ice counter from a boss? And so I got Blaze from Ogopogo, and that apparently wasn't it. But, oh well.
You both did that. Not it, but we don't worry. I've definitely been appreciating all the attempts. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful that we are encouraging people to play Free Enterprise in interesting ways, and that's always one of my favorite things to do with the different clubs. But thank you all so much for joining us this evening. I'm sorry, definitely like Angie Dave and I.
That's fine.
I hardly ever get to be on the mic. But anyway, so thank you to definitely to NG Dave, our wonderful commentators, to Warling for clicking all those buttons, to Scythe Marshall and Simbu for being our restreamed runners for this time around here at Enterprise Legacy. And
thanks, Ella, for restreaming.
Thank you. You're welcome. But we gotta go and take all this good free Enterprise energy elsewhere. So we are going to go ahead and send you all over to X Pancraz. Just a very quick note, folks. Pancraz is running the current Pink Puff League async, so if you do not want to be spoiled for that, you can check in on that later after you've run it. But anyway, hope you all have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening. We will be back here on Friday night for another round of Black Mage Revolt. And, you know, I just came out here to have a good time, and I'm feeling, like, really attacked right now as a Black Mage. Why?
Sorry, Scala.
You're not under attack. They're just, you know, striking for better working conditions. You know?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, absolutely.
They're representing you as a black mage.
Yeah. Okay. I could deal if it's that. Yeah, that's fine. Can I get the apples back? No. Anyway, you all have yourself a wonderful evening, and thank you all for joining us.